Hey guys, it's Bianca Sophia. I'm going to start even doing like shorts, short videos, just to document my flashbacks or my visions or memories that come back, because like I'll like remember something, but I won't write it down, or I won't record it, and then I'll like forget about it, you know what I mean? And then I'll like remember like, months later again about it. So I'm going to start doing this and then documenting it so I don't ever lose anything. This particular memory is... I'm trying to remember when I first had it. I think it was when I first started waking up, 2018, 2019, around those years, I believe. And it's weird. It's like I've had the memory always there, but maybe I kept getting flashes of it, but like I didn't really become aware of it until those years. You know what I mean? So it's like when the flashback or the memory came, it's like I already knew. It's like oh yeah, I remember that. Like, you know what I mean? I can't explain it. It's so like complex. It's like quantum level. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know where it is. I don't know where on the timelines this is or what it is. But yeah. So it's really short. But in this memory or this flashback, I have I was standing in. Okay, and it was at Disney, okay? But wow, what a surprise, right? It's at freaking Disney. And if you don't know about Disney, you need to go get researching. And in regards to the ultra programming, okay? So I was standing at, the haunted house at Disney, that haunted house ride or whatever the heck it is. It was there, or part of the memory is there. And remember, there's a part where you're standing in an elevator or something, like it's a make-believe elevator. I don't know if it's real or not, but I was in like it was like this square room, and it was an elevator, like, but it was part of a ride. But see, these memories are weird too, because it's like I don't know the specifics of them, so I'm just gonna tell you what I see, what I seen. So it's like in this room, maybe it's not an elevator. I don't know why I keep getting elevator, but I guess it's an elevator. And like I remember standing there like really smugly, like with a smile on my face, like kind of like I'm all that type of like vibe. And I really didn't like it. Like it was like, ew, like chill out with that fucking attitude. Like, sorry about the cursing, but I had this really smug attitude, like I'm all that type of attitude, you know what I mean? And I was standing there, and there was like other people in there, but I don't know who they were. We were all like standing separately, and we all thought like we were the shit. Like we're all like, ew, like we're the fucking mom. Like I don't know why I got the vibe at all, but I was standing there like this freaking smile on my face, and like looking back at it, I want to smack myself, you know what I mean? But this got really weird because when the doors opened, I don't know if it's an elevator door or just two regular doors opening, pure terror broke out. And I don't know what the hell happened, because I have a feeling this is when the trauma began, and that's when the memory stops. Because when trauma begins, that's when in ultra programming, they traumatize you till your mind splits. You are traumatized till your mind breaks, and then you have your core personality goes into the fantasy world, like I told you about, and then another personality comes forward, and that personality is programmed. So that personality, I guess maybe this is a programming thing, or I don't know, but this is weird because in another memory, okay, I'm in the same exact place, okay, same people, same room, but something really good happened. Like it was something that felt really, really, really good. And I think maybe that's why, I had that smug look on my face the second time, because I think the one that felt really good, that version, whatever happened there, that something really good happened and it felt really good, it now turned into a nightmare, if that makes sense. So like the first time it happened, something really good happened, and then the second time it happened, so that's why I had that smug look on my face, because I was excited and happy that this was going to happen again, right? It was like a deja vu, but it was like real. So it's like I had that smug look on my face, and I guess we all did, because we were like, yay, we get to go through this again. Because like we have a memory of it being really good, and then it was not good. It was like, and it's just like, it's like, total programming. Because like, think about it, it's like maybe they are the same exact memory. It's just one version is the truth and one is not. The one that's false is the good version, right? Something really good happened, right? Nope, it was never good. The fantasy was programmed in the first one, right? Like, so the trauma occurred there, right? But the programmers programmed it to make you think something good happened. So later on, I saw what really happened, and it was a trauma. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's weird how it's like my part of me knew, like, thought like something good was going to happen. I don't know how to explain this correctly, because it's like weird. It has to do with like timelines and quantum and the 0 point, and because it's like I was like excited because it happened before, but it was, I don't know if I'm making sense at all, but this is like, and this is what sucks about being a survivor of this and having to put pieces together, because you have like, you know, apparently you have clones out there too. You have like freaking versions of you that are like freaking cyborgs and stuff, and like that they're able to like put their consciousness in those beings too. And so it's like, it gets really, really complex, you guys. And I think what's happening now is, well, what I'm being told is that light, you know, they've been working on infiltrating the dark for a long time, but they couldn't take action until the right moment in time. Do you know what I'm saying? If they had taken action too early, it could have meant the end of everything. And I'm not talking about just the end of Earth. I'm talking about the end of the entire galaxy. Because what was on this dark timeline, that there was a probability of it, was when basically Earth, the bad stuff that's going on Earth was not stopped. And what happened on that timeline, if it kept going that way, it reverberated out, okay, and to all the other solar systems in our galaxy. And then it reverberated out even further. Do you know what I mean? It's like the domino. You flick that first domino down and it's going to reverberate out. Everything that we do here has an effect on all the planets, on all the races. So if like darkness begins somewhere and it's not controlled and it's not taken care of, it has the possibility of, you know, infiltrating the rest of the universe. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely it's going to reverberate out. Remember, we're all connected. We're all one. So like your other aspects of yourself, you know, would have felt that. Like your future versions of you, different, even versions of you that are in this time. Remember, every time you make a decision, it splits off. I know this is going to be a mind bender for a lot of you, but every time you make a decision in life, the timelines go in two directions. Like say, even as simple as, I want pizza roll. Am I going to eat pizza rolls tonight, or do I want to have a salad, you know? So one version of you chooses the pizza rolls, the other version of you chooses a salad, and that's a timeline that splits off. So now there's two of you. There's one of you eating pizza rolls, and there's one of you eating salad. And then so these splits happen all the time. Boom, 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 boom. And so what's happening now is that we're collapsing all these timelines. So that's why we're also having memories come back. But like I said, we also have other aspects of you living another life in this time space. So say in this life you have a child, right? Okay, there's also a timeline where you don't have a child. And there's also a timeline where you've got 5 children. Do you know what I mean? That shit just blows my mind. Because like apparently we're going to be merging with these other aspects of ourselves. So it's like, when am I one day going to like have a memory of like, do you know what I mean? I don't know how that's going to work. That part is like too, it's too hard for me to understand, really. It's like too complex for the human mind to understand, and I get that. But yeah, that's just crazy, isn't it? So in regards to these memories, it's like, you know, I could be getting memories from like my other selves. not only that, but also if you're a super soldier, you know, that's like next level parallel lives. I mean, you've got like, you have altars, right, from your MK Ultra. I shouldn't have said it. Oh well, I'm just gonna say it. The MK Ultra programming, you have altars there, but then you also have clones, which that just really creeps me out, that there might be freaking clones out there like that are like part like cyborg, right, and part like machine, and like that's why like I had those memories of being really strong and doing supernatural super soldier type shit, because those are probably clones of you doing that, right? But there's also pieces of consciousness of those clones. Okay, so your consciousness, right, is very powerful. We're multidimensional beings. So like there's like maybe, 1% of my consciousness in that clone of myself. And that's out there, fighting this war. And apparently there's parts of me that are fighting for the dark, and then there's parts of me that's fighting for the light. And they're trying to, okay, yeah, I'm being told this right now, that they're like fighting for my other aspects, like my clones and shit. This is just really weird. Like, it's like the light's trying to take over all of the dark's super soldiers. Like I said before, like, yeah, dark side, go ahead and create all these clones and all these super soldiers, because guess what, we're just going to turn around and we're going to steal them away from you and then use them to defeat you. And I love that. And like, yeah, unfortunately some of the higher dimensional light beings, they had to get a little messy. They didn't want to do this, but it's like the only thing we could have done was this, to save the earth, to save ourselves. And what came out of it? The angels and the archangels. Like I said, they weren't like created first, if that makes sense. I know a lot of people are like, what? That's crazy. But I'm telling you right now, the angels and the archangels are humanity in the future. And yeah, so like we went through this already, this time space. Some of us, I don't know how, if we are all a part of the original Earth or not. It's possible. But we went forward and then we went back in time. Right, like say you reached your archangel status or your angel status, right? Then you would have time travel through incarnation. You would time travel back to the time of now, right? You would send a piece of your consciousness into the earth incarnation. Only a little piece, because remember, if you're an archangel, you're really powerful. So you would only send like a little tiny piece of your consciousness as a human, right? So you traveled back in time, and now you're here again as a human again, fixing the timelines, right? And I think also there's like a lot of, I don't know, and it makes sense now also when you're thinking about like twin flames and all this, like you have, remember there's two of you, right? There's a divine masculine of you, and then there's or if you're the divine masculine, you have a divine feminine, that's you. And it's like, how does that work too? Like the whole, and I know all about twin flames. I know all about it, but I want to know the specifics. I want to know about the complexities of it. Like the splitting of the twins and how that all works. How does that all work? Because I'm going to do a whole nother video about twin flames and what they are and what they mean and all of that. Like I know for like a fact, like, okay, so like when people call on Archangel Michael, for example, right? They would either get Archangel Michael or they would get Archangel Faith. They're the same being. They're the same person. They're not separate. They're one being. So depending upon, say this person calls on Archangel Michael, but that person really needs strength in their faith, right? Faith is who would show up, not Archangel Michael. Do you understand what I'm saying? Depending upon what you need, that angel is going to show up for you. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So Archangel Michael and Archangel Faith are the same being. They're just two sides of the same coin. So I was just curious if anyone else has memories about being at Disney. Maybe like a dream, or you think it's a dream anyway, like or maybe even had dreams, because sometimes your dreams are trying to show you something, right? But there's a lot of stuff that goes on at Disney, you guys, that it's not good. It's some of the more harsh programming went on there, went on at all of those parks, underground, under the in the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases. You guys, there's thousands upon thousands and thousands, and I have documents. I have evidence of all of this. I have pictures from down there. So yeah. So if you have memories being at Disney, like you're on a damn Disney ride, but you're not happy, you're not having fun, it's not the happiest place in the world like it's supposed to be. You're like actually frightened and you're scared, and you're going on this ride in the dark instead of the day, and it's like just weird, like it's just something's off about it. You're like, why am I having these nightmares about Disney? What is that about? Well, if that's the case, then you might be a victim of ultra programming. Okay? So, like I said, go have a regression done where your higher self steps in and brings you to different timelines. But you also need to let your higher self know, because sometimes your higher self doesn't want to show you this stuff because they don't want you in a negative vibration. So sometimes they won't show you that because you're not asking for it. You know what I mean? If you go with the intentions of, listen, I want to know about my blah 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 programming, I want to know, this is what I'm going for, then you tell your person who's doing the regression this, and they'll make sure that that's what you find, that's where you go in the timelines. You know what I mean? And listen, like I said, since we're all living all of our lives right now, this is where it kind of, and me too, I get so confused with that part. Like, you know, I have all these different aspects living lives right now, right? But it's like, were all of them controlled, you know, by the freaking us government, you know? Am I property of the us government? That freaks me out and creeps me out that might be true. It's like, what the hell did I sign? What the hell did I do? But like I stated my sovereignty now, so I am free. Like, that's all you have to do, you guys, to be free of this, is state, you know, I am God, I am sovereign, I am free. Okay, because they don't know that you want freedom if you don't state it. I know how crazy that sounds, but you have to speak up. Okay? I don't even know if any of this made sense at all, but like I said, I'm just going to start putting stuff out there just for myself. Not just for myself, I know how bad that sounded, but for trying to put this puzzle together. And hopefully I'll be able to help other people by doing it too, because I know there's a lot of us out there, a lot of us. Okay. Another thing I wanted to mention is I went to a certain recovery center when I was just getting clean, and a lot of people that are listening to this went with me, and that's why they're actually curious. And I have a feeling that a lot of us were super soldiers or a part of this, because remember, they're always watching you no matter what. Even if you leave and you're back out and, you know, being in the public eye, you know what I mean, and you're put out there again, like you're living a normal life. And apparently most of us don't make it, right? A lot of us commit suicide, or we are fueled with addictions. I wonder why. Well, now we know why, right? And like, I just find it so funny that so many of these people that are starting to come up in my visions are all people I met while there, right? Or that I lived we all lived with each other. That's no accident, you guys. That's no accident. And it's like, then you start wondering about, what about the owner? Like, I know he didn't like have, he didn't knowingly have a hand in it, right? It just means he's programmed too. I know a lot of people are like, whoa, wait, what is she trying to say? Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm saying that. That's what I'm saying. Yes, he is programmed. Okay? 100%. I have no freaking doubt in my mind that man was programmed. But he doesn't know either. He doesn't remember. He has no memories either. Okay? That's how it works. You know, you're programmed. And like I said, it could be, your programming could even take place in a parallel reality, right? To affect you in this life. So you have no clue about this shit, because that's the other part of you living life. That's being, you know, put through this really bad stuff. That part of you could still be, who the hell knows where they are right now. But then you're here also trying to live a life, being normal. Because you have to get back to who you are for real. Like your God self, right? So it's like they put like that human version of you that hasn't been corrupted in every which way out in humanity to see if you can live a life. But you're also being watched. I'm telling you right now, you're all being watched in some form or another. You know, you're watched by your guides, but you're also being watched by the dark, and you're being watched by the light. I'm telling you, and if you start paying attention and becoming more aware of your surroundings, you'll start seeing it. And you'll be like, I thought I was just paranoid my whole life. No, you weren't paranoid. You're being watched for real. It's real. Or how about like the times you've almost died and you should have died, but you didn't, did you? Do you ever wonder about that? Oh, that brings up another memory I want to talk about when I had my overdose. And I've even told everybody about this, like when I first got clean, like the people that worked at the recovery center, my parents, my family, how I don't know how I survived because I literally died. I died. Like, so what happened was I was I was doing a shot, okay, of uppers, I think it was, Coca-Cola, yeah, and I put like so much in there, and I was like, it was weird, because it's like I knew if I did that, I would probably die, but I didn't care, but I did care at the same time, like I don't want to die, but it's like, my part of me was doing it anyway. It's like that part of me that was programmed to maybe kill myself, right? Because there's suicide programming, you guys, okay? Especially these more powerful light workers, they don't want you here. They're trying to get rid of you. But here's the thing. You're too powerful to die. So listen. So I did the shot, and of course, like, it was too much. And I was in the bathroom when I did this, and I had the mirrors that are from the floor to the ceiling. You know how you have a closet like that? I had the closet inside my bathroom in this particular apartment complex I lived in. So it was a mirror, it's a screen door, not a screen door, sorry, a sliding door, but it had mirrors on it from floor to ceiling, right? And it also had the mirror of the bathroom in there. There's mirrors everywhere. So I did the shot, and then I was looking in the mirror, and of course I knew it was too much right away. And that's when shit started getting really interesting. Like, I thought I was a goner, because, like, I don't even know how to explain the feeling. I was more scared than anything because I didn't want to die. I wasn't trying to die. I was like, and I remember saying, like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Please, God, save me, or something like that. And so there was something in time. Like, there was a time blip there, because when I tried to talk, it's like I couldn't speak properly. But then I remember screaming for help, because I thought my boyfriend's son was home at the time. I was saying, Mikey, that was his name, Mikey. Yeah, and that boyfriend that I was with at the time was named Michael, by the way, too. So I was like, Mikey, and his son was Mike too. So I was like screaming it for him. And my dog, I could hear scratching on the other end because I was screaming for help. So my dog was trying to help me too. Because I couldn't get out of the door. I couldn't get the strength to get up and try to call for help. So I'm looking in the mirror at this time. And I noticed, well, it's not like I was looking in the mirror because I was dying, but I couldn't help but see myself, right? And when I looked down at my hands, they started to dematerialize. They started to disappear, if that makes sense. Like, I could see my arm, but my hand started to disappear. Like, okay, you know the movie Avengers Endgame? Remember when he snaps? Okay, the snap, that's what happened. I started to disintegrate like that, right? It was just like that, you guys, just like that. And it creeped me out. When I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's like what happened to me when I would have the overdose. So I'm looking, and my hands are starting to disappear. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is weird. I'm like, I don't think this is what happens when you die. Because I thought when you die, you know, you're above your body, and your body's like on the ground, and you're floating above your body. I knew that's how it usually works. So it was weird that I started to disappear altogether. So listen. So I was like, well, maybe this is my brain's, it's dying and it's not seeing properly. But then when I look in the mirror, guys, the same thing is in the mirror. My hands are disappearing in the mirror, but my arms are still there, right? And nothing else around me is disintegrating or dematerializing, right? It was just my hands that started to dematerialize. How weird is that? And then I started screaming for help. And I don't know why, but there was something weird about that door too. Like there was a lock on the inside. Yeah, there was like a lock on the inside, but I couldn't unlock it, like, because I was shaking and my hands were disappearing, right? But then they started to come back. My hands started to come back. But so as they came back, then I tried to open the door and I couldn't. I could not grab that damn knob. And I had no strength to pull myself up. I was like losing strength in my legs too. But I was, with all of my strength and all of my soul, mind, body, and soul, I was trying so hard to gain the strength to stay alive, right? And I think that's what I was doing. I was literally able to like bring myself back or something. I don't know. So I tried to open the door and I couldn't. Okay, I could not open that damn door. It was locked. Like I said, I locked that door. You know how when we're doing drugs, we're paranoid and we're locked the doors and we're running around and looking out the window. You know what I mean? So I like locked the door like an idiot and I couldn't now lock myself and I couldn't get out. Okay, all I had to do is just turn that little thing and open the door and now it's fine. But no, I couldn't even open that damn door and I couldn't unlock it. So I remember I heard a click like after I'd kind of given up on trying to open that door, and I was just praying for a miracle. Then I heard a click. Okay, somebody fucking opened that door, that knob. I heard a click. You know how that when someone opens a door, like I don't know, there was a click on that door. Okay, so I went and I tried to open it and it was unlocked. So how the F did that happen? Who unlocked that door? Because remember, the lock was on my side and I didn't see anybody there unlocking the door for me. It just did it. And I looked over and it was unlocked. And I was like, whoa, how did that happen? So I was thinking maybe Mikey somehow was able to unlock it. But then I walked out there and Mikey's not even home at all. He wasn't even home. And then I ran outside for help because I didn't have a cell phone at the time. At that point, my boyfriend had took it with him to work because I was bad and paranoid, and I was calling him like every 10 minutes at work. I was calling like his store too. It was bad. We worked together at Mattress Giant, but I hadn't worked there. I wasn't working there anymore, and he was though. So I would call Mattress Giant and like ask for him, and then hang up, and then ask for him to hang up. I kept calling him all day long. So he's like, "I'm taking your phone, so you don't get me fired." It was really bad then, you guys. So I don't even know what the fuck. Why was I calling him anyway? For what? It's like I was seeing if he was coming home, if he was still there. I was like kind of scared. And even if he had come home, so what? He knew I was getting high. Like, it was weird. I don't understand what that was all about at all. But your brain on drugs, right? So I went out there and I like went downstairs and started knocking on all my neighbors' doors, like yelling for help, someone to call 911 because I thought I was a goner, right? And then it was weird the way I was speaking was like, I would say, please someone call 911, but it would come out like call 911. Like I kept, like it was a malfunction, right? Like I was saying 911 and then 1111 would pop out afterwards. And I wasn't trying to say that. I'm telling you, there was a malfunction. So that's another weird thing. It's like call 911 and then 111 would come after. I'm like, why can't I just say 911? And I was like, why can't I just say 91111? What the fuck? It's really weird. And then, so my dog also, I had a dog at the time. His name was Cody. He's a beagle. He ran away at that time too because I opened the door and I just didn't have the strength to keep him in. So he ran off. He ran down the damn hole. I don't even know where he went, but I got him back later. But the thing is this is where it even got more weird. I'm standing outside, right? And usually that complex is full of, it's very busy. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of kids. It was very noisy all the time. When I walked out there, it was a freaking ghost town, you guys. A ghost town. There was not a damn sound. You could hear a pin drop. And I'm walking out there, and I walk right in the middle of the road, and I look to the left, not a damn person. It was like no people anywhere. I looked to the left, no people. I looked to the right, no people. I knocked on all my doors, no one was home. No one answered the door. No one came to help me. And I was like, what the hell? Later on, I thought but I felt like it was in a time thing, like a timeline. Pause, like it was on pause or something, right? It was really weird. So, I'm trying to remember what else. I didn't hear any cars either. I remember not hearing a damn bird chirping, nothing. It was like literally like someone pressed pause. I'm telling you, time stopped. And I couldn't hear anything. And there was no people around. It was just really, really bizarre. And till this day, I still think about that moment. Like, what was that? Because like, and how was I able to materialize myself again? Like, I was starting to dematerialize, right? My hands were going bye-bye, and my body started to dematerialize. But then I was able to materialize my body back. What is that? And then also that I stopped time. Like, what the hell? So then I'm like, now looking back, I'm thinking, who am I? What the hell? Like, what am I? Who am I? Right?